So before I begin this review, I just wanted to apologize for not doing a review for episode 6 of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I had plans to do it and a lot of stuff just came into the way, and by the time this week came around, I still hadn't gone to it, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to scrap it and just kind of do a quick 30-second review of the last episode, which I knew that this was going to be the last episode for Tomoe. I didn't think that it would go back to the June date of the loop, so that was interesting how that happened, because that reset everything up to when she was first confessed by I forget his name already, by the upperclassman who's Kunimi's friend, and it gives Sakura the chance to actually have Mai be his girlfriend and spend the entire summer being boyfriend and girlfriend. I was confused though that he says that everything happened the same way as it would have, but that doesn't make much sense, because now he's with Mai, and so you think he'd be doing stuff with Mai as well and not just with Tomoe, but whatever. But at the end of that episode, we got teased of him meeting someone very important from his past, and that is Shoko Makinohara. So let's begin the review from here. So I feel that there was a huge bait and switch done for this episode, because like I said, in the previous episode we were introduced to Shoko Makinohara, and then they shift the focus to someone else. I was like, okay, I don't know why you introduced and left it in a cliffhanger in the previous episode, only for us not to focus on her, but to focus on Futaba. But I mean, you do see her in the episode a lot. Shoko is what I mean, Shoko, because she leaves the cat they found at the end of episode 6 and is staying with Sakuta, because she hasn't asked her parents' permission yet to keep the cat at their house. So you see this interaction between him and her, and she's a lot younger though, because he realizes that she's a lot younger. She doesn't remember him, but she looks like the person he liked, has the same name, but he's not sure if this is actually her or not. And it's funny, this is a little thing that happened with Kaede, where she's like, what is she to you? Because she's kind of feeling jealous that this is the type of quote unquote little sister type that he likes. But when she asks him, what is she to you, he says, I wonder, I'm not sure. Just a little funny thing there. So we move on to him calling Futaba to see or to get opinions on what she thinks is happening, and we don't see her face, but we see her in the bathroom, just sitting on the toilet, and she has a different hairstyle. It looks like she's about to take a rather not risque, but I guess a picture uncommon of her character what we've seen so far. And she answers and agrees to talk to Sakuta about what's going on. And again, Sakuta's also taken by surprise with her new look and everything. And when he asks what's happening with Shoko, why is she so young and doesn't remember him, she suggests that maybe it's just someone who just looks like her and has the same name. And she suggests that there's this legend that there's 3 people in the world that all look alike. And it's funny because when she suggests that, she gets uneasy, or you see her tying her grip on the book that she was holding, suggesting, already telling us what's going to happen later on in the episode. Anyway, so that kind of goes without much stuff happening, and then we cut to Mai meeting up and visiting Sakuta at work, and I always have to mention them because their relationship and the way that it's being written is just so it's just amazing. It's nothing way extreme. It feels just so normal. And with this show, again, with its comedy and with its pacing and its tone and everything, it works so great. I just can't praise it enough. It's just so good that I can have this relationship that's actually is a relationship, and even talk about doing lewd things, kissing and all that stuff. And she's like, yeah, okay, we'll do it, without her getting way embarrassed and all those other type of cliche things in harems. And I like it because it's centraling or I guess telling us that although there are these different girls that are the focal points in this arc, the main one that we should always look to is Mai and Sakuta's. Like, there's also another a little scene that they have as well later on, where Mai is sleeping over with Futaba at Sakuta's place, and Mai in the middle of the night goes to talk to Sakuta, and again, like they explain like what's gonna happen to what he's going to do. He's gonna look at and confirm the other Futabas there at the school, and she's like, oh well, I was gonna say we could have a date, and he's like, well, we can still do that. Why do you think we can't? And he says, because you're gonna observe him and observe Futaba and see what's going on. And she really understands his desire to help his friends. And then they have this scene where in the same night where he wants to go and kiss her, and they bang each other's heads, and it and he's like, oh man, and he says, well, if you don't kiss me now, or if you don't want to give me these things, like he's joking around that he'll get afraid of girls, and she says no. She says, okay, we'll practice this until you do the kiss well. So again, just a lot of great stuff happening with their relationship. I just can't. I always have to say something about it. But then let's just focus on what's going on here in the episode, and not too much on everything that happened. But basically, what's happening is there's two Futabas here. They look different, but they share the same memories in the past, except they don't share what's happening to them in the current moment. And Futaba has a theory of what's happening, which is quantum teleportation, and basically she's saying that there's a blueprint of her, and that information could be transported to another location if a person's perception of her or whatever can be transferred to that location. And so that kind of explains like why the other Futaba looks a little bit different, or has a different hairstyle, and not wearing glasses, is because it's the version of her that someone else is perceiving. And when Sakuta asks, why do you think this is happening, she says, I don't know. And when he goes and meets the other Futaba, he actually she says, why do you believe that lie? Like, I have a clue as to why this is happening, but I'm not sure. And we actually, and the episode ends with Kunimi's girlfriend Saki coming to him and telling him that there's a secret account that Futaba has, where it has all these provocative pictures. Nothing like way bad, but like pictures like of her, the back of her neck, of her, like the bottom half of her face, a picture that like shows some cleavage, and I think there's been like about 70 pictures. And so it's looking like this is before two Futabas happened, because she states that it happened 3 days ago from this time, and those pictures, it looks like I said, it looks like there's 70 pictures or something like that, and so she must have been doing it for a while before this happened. But he does recognize that it's her because he sees the Choco Coronet, which I'll go into in a little bit, in the background of one of the pictures, and sees the glasses that she always wears in her mouth. So, and that's where the episode ends. And there's actually, so overall the episode was pretty good. Like I said, there's a lot of information that was given to us, and not necessarily about Futaba. I mean, granted there was, but just these little nods here and there just to keep consistency. Like, there's a part where Mai gets a phone call on her cell phone, and Kaede reacts bad to it. It looks like she's starting to hyperventilate, or just to start like getting like an anxiety attack. And Mai apologizes and takes the call outside, which it's kind of interesting, because I don't know if it's just maybe the same ringtone that Kaede had, or she just knows the difference, that she just knows her home phone ring, that if she hears anything else that it triggers something. I'm not entirely sure, but again, I like that little nod that just keeps showing why she's not going to school, why she herself went through the her adolescent syndrome. Another thing that was really interesting is a concept that I thought of when Futaba is talking to Sakuta, where basically she says that she doesn't know if this other person exists, because she says she's never really met her. And for whatever reason, I just kept thinking of Schrodinger's cat, because she mentioned that, in the first few episodes, that we don't know, and this is about Mai, like, we don't know if the cat's alive or dead in the box. So at the same time, the cat is both alive and dead, and that's Schrodinger's cat, because we can't confirm it until the box is open. So kind of this whole thing, she can't verify if this other Futaba exists, because so in that sense she is there and not there, real and not real. So I might be wrong, but it's just something that came up to my mind when I was watching the episode. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with Futaba, because her whole thing is she likes Kunimi, who already has the girlfriend Saki, who no one likes. She's just looking out for herself. She keeps telling Sakura to stop hanging out with him, but it's really her who has the problem, and thinking that it's hurting her rep for seeing this loner, this guy who no one really likes to talk to or thinks is alone, being buddies with Kunimi, who's popular. And so I'm pretty sure she's thinking that this is dropping my popularity as well, because I'm with him. And so I hope that I hope that Futaba gets with him and not with Saki, because I hate Saki. She just sucks. But let me know what you guys think about this episode. We'll be doing weekly reviews of this show, because this show is just really, really good. I just can't praise it enough. Oh no, actually, one thing I want to actually talk about was thing about Futaba is that we find out when she liked Kunimi, which was just basically in the early in her first year. She wanted to get something from the food truck, and she just got overwhelmed because there's so many people there, and he came up with a choco corone and said, hey, girls like sweet stuff, how about you take this? And it wasn't the fact that she got the choco corone that made her fall for him. It was just, she said it was just the timing of it. She was feeling super depressed, and that little act of kindness is just what took her out of it. So I liked that it wasn't just him having a pretty face or him giving her the food. There's a deeper thing for her to fall for him, which is he was the one that basically helped her get out of her self hate, or her just feeling overwhelmed. Just feeling overwhelmed and of what's happening. So like that. But yeah, that's one. So that's why Sakuta finds out that it's Futaba in the pictures, because of the choco corone, because that's how she fell for him. But anyway, that's everything for this review. I know it's a little bit longer than the other ones, but there's just a lot of information to go through. And this is David the Smash Fan. Follow us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Podomatic, which is podomatic.com/Chimina Podcast. We have podcast episodes there, just talking about a variety of news and just different topics. So this is David the Smash Fan, and I'm out.